All right, today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A all about dropshipping on different marketplaces like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. As always, I'm your host, Paul J Lipsky. So this is a chance for you to come in, jump into the live chat and ask me any questions that you have. If you're a member of my course and you've gone through all the course material, I promise you everything you need to know is in there. But if you need any clarifying questions, this is a good chance to do that. Even if you're not a member of one of my courses, jump into the live chat, ask me any questions that you have, and I'll do my best, as always, to answer them for you. This is live, so if you're watching this on replay, that's awesome, but consider subscribing to the channel and coming to the next live Q&A. We do them every Tuesday around 4 p.m. Eastern time, so come ask your question early because that's the best chance you have of me seeing your question and getting to it, because we usually don't get to all of the questions. All right, let's see who's here in the chat. If you're here, just say hi, let me know where you are watching from, and then of course, let me know what your question is. And yeah, let's just get right into this. Mary says, hey, my Facebook shop account suddenly stopped selling from a lot to absolutely nothing. What do you think it is? There are a few reasons that might have happened, Mary. So Facebook shops, it's like a different way to sell on Facebook Marketplace. You're doing it through shops, which is a lot better in many regards because there's a lot more automation that you can implement into there. There's also just a lot more scalability when you use Facebook shops. So if you're going to be selling on Facebook Marketplace, no matter how you're selling, whether you're doing dropshipping or something else, I really recommend you use shops. You're just going to see a lot of benefit to it. If your shops just suddenly stopped working, there could be a few reasons that's happening. The first thing I would look at is to make sure that all of your permissions, so to speak, still exist. So one of the challenges with shops, the reason why most people don't do it is because it is difficult to set up. It's not a very straightforward process. They don't really spell out for you how to use Facebook shops. This is something I spent a long time trying to figure out. I taught all my students how to do it. It's still inside my Facebook course. For anyone who wants to join the course and learn how to do shops, it's all in there. And part of the setup process involves you having to set up a Facebook page and have that page get approved and have your shop get approved, all of that approved together. And that can sometimes get like de-revoked where they suddenly unapprove it. So at first, make sure that that page is still running and has still been approved. And then the other component of this is the integration with your shop and Facebook Marketplace. So all the items you have on in your Facebook shop will be pushed to Facebook Marketplace if you have that integration set up. But that integration, you need to get approved for it. And again, that can be revoked. Now, a lot of times when things like this are revoked, it's kind of by accident, or it's a bot, really, I should say, that's doing it. And the bot is looking for reasons, we don't really know what they are, to revoke them. And a lot of times it's just by mistake. It's very overreaching in its application. So what you have to do as a seller is just go in and reapply for those permissions so that everything starts working again. And we kind of see things like that happen in waves where suddenly a lot of people experience the same thing and then it'll quiet down. You won't see it happen to anyone else again for a while. So just reapply for it if that is the situation for you, and that should do it. Okay, Kared says, I have your Chrome extension. I have Zeek Analytics. Would it be okay to add AutoDS, Repricer, and Stock Monitor a bit down the road once I start getting my sales on a regular basis, or should I get it now? Trying to be mindful of my budget. There's my water. Okay, so there's a lot of software that we use to run our dropshipping businesses. If you're doing like eBay dropshipping, there are a few pieces of software I would recommend. Ones like Zeek Analytics, which Kared mentioned, which does help you with product research. You can do product research manually, but using the software is really going to speed things up. It's really going to allow you to get faster access to a lot more products than you could manually. So it's very, very helpful to have Zeek Analytics. And for the actual listing process, I developed a Chrome extension. It's called the Dropshipping Titans Marketplace Helper. I think I have it linked up in the description of this video. That is a Chrome extension I own. And what it does is it will list items from your supplier's website onto eBay for you. And in eBay's eyes, it looks like you're doing it manually. So there's no API or some sort of software connected to eBay, which I really like. Now, the other software that I really recommend is called AutoDS. And again, I have my affiliate link for AutoDS and Zeek Analytics down below. If you want to try it out and you want to use my affiliate link to kind of give back to the channel, I would appreciate that. But what AutoDS does is, let's say you list an item from Walmart onto Facebook or eBay or whatever. AutoDS can track the price on Walmart and the stock level. And if anything changes, it will alert you so that you can make the change on eBay or Facebook. There are other options where it would actually automatically make those changes, but I like being able to do it manually. But I don't like to check Walmart every day for hundreds of products to see if the price or stock changed. I want a software like AutoDS to do that for me automatically, which is what it does. So that is kind of the software that I recommend. And, I'd be careful not having a repricer like AutoDS, because that's where you can kind of get in trouble, and you might sell an item and go to fulfill it and see it's out of stock. And if you have AutoDS up and running, that's not going to happen. And that can end up costing you a lot of time and money. So, I think all these pieces of software and the amount of time and headache they save you, and even money that they save you, they pay for themselves. But I understand some people are on a budget. I think at the very least, you need the Chrome extension and you need AutoDS. Zeek Analytics is really powerful, and I do really highly suggest it. But if you're on a budget, that's actually the first one I would cut out there. YNF says, hey, Paul, I keep getting buyers shipping the returns back to my home address, but I have it set that the seller pays shipping. How do I avoid this from happening? What marketplace are you talking about here? Because it's going to be different for every marketplace. So, and I guess I'll just run through a bunch of them. So returns are really not a huge issue when it comes to dropshipping, because primarily, usually what happens is, let's say you dropship an item from Walmart or you dropship an item from a wholesale supplier. The item, when it wants to be returned, you can just get a return label from your supplier and give it to the buyer, who will then ship it directly back to the supplier. Most retail websites will allow you to do that. Actually, all of them. Wholesale websites, some of them allow that, some of them don't, in which case you have to take it back home and then resell it yourself. So something like Amazon, if you're selling on Amazon, that is harder these days. Amazon automatically approves returns, and when they automatically approve a return, the buyer will get a return label from Amazon, and that return label will send the item back to your house. And there's really no way around that. So it's very difficult around that. So if you're selling on Amazon, that's going to be a challenge. You're just going to have to get the items back at your house. If you're selling on eBay, then you actually want to choose make sure you have your home address in there for returns in case the item does get shipped back. But yeah, you can upload a return label for eBay to have them ship it back to your supplier. And if it does end up back at your house, that's okay. Again, you're going to have the buyer pay for return shipping for buyer's remorse. And if the item arrives back at your house, you can then just use a return label and ship it back to your supplier in that case. Yeah. And Facebook Marketplace doesn't really have a return system like that. So if the buyer wants to return it, just message them and send them the label through that. Hey, what's up, Digital Freedom? Thanks for being here. Marjorie Taylor says, can you use more than one cashback site for one product purchase? No, you can't. So cashback sites are a great way to make some extra money when you're doing any sort of arbitrage like this, including dropshipping. So basically the way they work is, let's say you're buying an item that you sold on eBay. Let's say you're buying it from Home Depot, or you're buying it ahead of time. You're doing like online arbitrage, or buying it for any reason really whatsoever. Instead of just going to Home Depot and adding it to your cart and then buying it, you'll go to one of these websites. Like one that I like, some of the ones I like are Mr. Rebates and Top Cashback and Simply Best Coupon, some of these ones. You go to that website, you search in the search bar on that website for Home Depot, and then it will say, hey, you get 1% back from Home Depot if you click on this link. You click on that link, that button, then that brings you to Home Depot as normal. You go through the checkout process, but because you went through that website first, that website's going to pay you 1% back. So every $100 you spend, you're going to get $1 back for doing that. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it definitely adds up. I've made tens of thousands of dollars in cash back using these methods. So the question is, can you use more than one cashback website? And the answer is no, you can't. So the cashback websites, they actually talk and interact with the retail websites like Walmart, Home Depot, whatever. And those sites, the retail sites, will only award cashback for each purchase to one cashback website. So you cannot stack cashback websites. You can stack cashback website plus your cashback credit card plus any coupons or gift cards or different things like that that you might have. DRT says, Walmart, my Walmart orders keep getting canceled due to unusual activity. The representatives at Walmart, they tell me just to reorder it, but the items keep getting canceled. The orders keep getting canceled. What should I do? It's a popular outdoor sports item. The quantity of the order is 10 each. What should I do? So initially what I was going to tell you is that Walmart, this is not uncommon for buying things on their website when you're first starting out. And that's really because Walmart is afraid of fraud. They don't want people coming on their website using stolen credit cards to purchase a bunch of items, and then the real owner of that credit card sees it and issues a chargeback, and then that costs Walmart money, right? So they're afraid of stuff like that. So if they see unusual activity, which to them is, you're coming on, you're using this credit card to buy items all of a sudden and ship to different addresses, they're getting a little bit worried. So as time goes on, they're used to you using your credit card in this manner, and you're not going to see that problem as often or really at all after a while. So just stick with it because it will go away. In the meantime, what I encourage you to do, what works, is to use different payment methods. So use one credit card for one order, one credit card for another order. Use PayPal during checkout. I think there's a few other options in there as well. I've always found PayPal to work. And you can even link your credit card into PayPal. So you're using the same credit card anyway, but you're just doing it through PayPal. That's good advice for anyone, especially as they're starting out. If you are ordering 10 of a unit, that of course could be the problem as well. So you might want to split that order up. I'm not sure if you're doing that for a specific reason to get a specific discount, but you might want to split that up into 2 different orders or 3 different orders and see if that helps you and if it goes through. Tyler wants to know if I use Amazon as a supplier. I don't for drop shipping. Amazon used to be a fantastic supplier, but over the years, they really don't like us using them for drop shipping, for reselling purposes. So if they see you're shipping to multiple addresses per month, too many of them, they will flag that account, and your Prime account will be, you can't use it anymore. So it's really not a great supplier anymore. If you're going to use Amazon as a supplier, you have to find a way around that. There are some ways around that by creating multiple Amazon accounts and kind of, continuously doing that. Or if you're using AutoDS, which again is the repricer and restocker, And if you're using the full API version of it, it will actually connect with your eBay account and pull in the orders, and that can actually auto order the items for you. And AutoDS, they find a way to get around Amazon's bans, whatever you want to call them, flags, so you don't have to deal with that. They're ordering from their accounts. Hey, what is up? Thanks for being here. So John says, hey, Paul, do you teach how to create a stealth account in your course? I don't anymore. I had some lessons on how to do that, but stealth accounts really don't work anymore. Excuse me. So, I don't know if you guys can hear my dogs barking. Stealth accounts are basically a way to completely isolate your main account from a new account. So anytime you create multiple accounts on eBay, eBay is going to be able to know that it's your account. So they're going to look at things like your name, your address, your phone number, your IP address, and they're going to know that this account that you just created is owned by the same person who created this old account. That's fine most of the time, but if your account got banned, you're technically not allowed to start a new account. And if you try to, they're going to connect it up. So a stealth account is a completely isolated account with a new name, new address, new phone number, new IP address, new cookies, new everything on that account. That doesn't work because one of the things you need to input into eBay accounts now is your social security number and proof of that as well, or proof that you are who you say you are. So you really can't create stealth accounts that way any longer. What you can do instead is have someone else create an account and then you run it for them. As long as you run it in a way so that your old account doesn't get connected with their account. And that is really the best that you can do when it comes to stealth accounts. James says, hey, Paul, I'm finding it difficult to lock down a wholesale supplier. Suppliers are saying I don't have enough reviews, I don't have enough products. Should I be priming my store with retail items from Amazon, Walmart, etc.? Yeah, so this is a problem for some sellers who are jumping right into wholesale. Obviously myself, I already had a store with a ton of reviews and a ton of products, so it wasn't so much an issue for me. So yeah, you might want to try just adding items to your store and making it look nice and big in that regards and trying to get some feedback. And then reaching back out to suppliers. But there are some wholesale suppliers that will just approve you, without needing all of that. So you might want to look for some of those ones at first if you are looking to just do wholesale. Yasir says, how do you start dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace? Well, Yasir, down below in the description is a link to a free PDF that I have that actually goes over how to start dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. I do have a course that teaches you how to do it, but it's not currently open for enrollment. I think I'll be opening it back up for enrollment for the last time this year, next month. I think that's the only time this year I'm opening up for enrollment. So if you go down below to that PDF, get that PDF, tons of great information in there. And that's also how you get on the waitlist for the course. And then you'll get alerted when it opens back up next month. Techno says, I am using AutoDS to fulfill my orders that I have coming through eBay. They do the purchasing for me, but it's been very slow lately. What do you recommend for making the purchases happen faster? Should I increase the package? What do you think? I would reach out to them and ask what's going on about that, because I don't use the auto fulfill feature. So I can't really talk about why it's not working. So I would really reach out to them. I don't imagine buying a bigger package would help, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's a speed thing. But also, how long is it taking? Because most people, when they're fulfilling orders manually, they usually wait a few hours before placing the orders. That way, in case the order gets canceled or the customer requests the order gets canceled or some other reason, then there's some time there before they actually go place the orders. So a few hours isn't really a huge deal. Niore says, if I'm going to compete with other retail dropshippers, would you recommend becoming tax exempt on places like Walmart? Yeah, absolutely. If that's what you're going to do, I would highly recommend you become tax exempt. This is something I have a whole module on inside my course, both my eBay and my Facebook Marketplace course, because I do believe it's really important. Taxes, sales tax can cost 3%, 5%, 8% in different places. That's extra money that you technically don't have to be paying as a reseller. So if you can become sales tax exempt, you are going to have a huge advantage over other people who aren't doing that. So I would really take a look at it and see if you become tax exempt. Lucas says, I have bad rating on my eBay store because I got one negative feedback. Now my percentage is only 67. What can I do to continue selling? Well, you can continue selling despite having negative feedback like that. It's okay. One really is not going to ruin you. But what I would recommend you do is contact eBay, call them maybe a few times over a few days, and see if you can get that feedback removed. I have a couple of videos here on YouTube, again, inside my course, teaching how to do this. There's different reasons why you can get feedback removed. See if one of those fit, because if it does, you can call eBay and get that feedback removed. And then obviously it's not going to negatively impact you anymore. But if you're not able to get it removed, then really the best thing to do is just keep selling more items and ask for positive feedback from buyers who the order went totally fine. The item was delivered fine, no issues there. Contact them and ask them for positive feedback to offset the negative that you received. And that is the best way to do it. You'll basically bury that feedback. It's a numbers game. Nice. Is it okay to change the listing title on eBay? Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, when you are listing an item on eBay, the title that's given to you by your supplier, whether that's a retail or wholesale supplier, you want to change that title. You don't want to leave it the way it is because those titles are not optimized for marketplaces like eBay. So you want to change the title to fill it with keywords that people are actually going to be searching for when they're looking for that item. And that's how you can stand out from your competition. So you should definitely be doing that as you list the items. And if for some reason you want to change it later, that's totally fine to do as well. I wouldn't change it if it's working, if that item is selling well. But if that item isn't selling well or as well as you want, you can try changing the title up to see if that pushes it in the direction that you want, which is more sales. All right, Mohammed says, on Facebook Marketplace, what's the difference between a regular page and shop page? And how can you switch to shop if it's better? Okay, so let me unpack that a little bit because there's a couple of things I want to talk about in that question. So like I said before, there's really two ways to sell on Facebook Marketplace. The first is if you go to Facebook right now and click on Marketplace, you have access to Facebook Marketplace and you can start selling on a Facebook Marketplace, listing up items right now just by doing that. That's a straightforward way to sell on Facebook Marketplace. The more roundabout way is to create a Facebook page. So to create a Facebook page, you actually have to kind of set up a business on Facebook. So you create a page for a business. And then within that page, you can set up a shop. Now, all the items you add to your shop are going to be the same ones that you would add to Facebook Marketplace because there is a feature where Facebook will push all the items in your shop to Marketplace. So your items are ending up in the same place on Facebook Marketplace. It's just the way they get there that's different. And I like going through a shop because it's technically run through my business. I have more automation in place in terms of connecting with software. There's direct connection with software that works really well. I can have virtual assistants help me more easily. And we just see increased sales when we use shops. So it's just a better experience overall when you use shops. It just takes longer to set up. So I think that kind of answers your question. You could still sell them both at the same time. And it's not like you switch from one to the other. You have to go like a different route entirely to set up a shop. But it's worth it. Sorry, man. Okay, let me pull something up for the next question. So let's do this. All right, this isn't the best thing. So Vaughn here has a question about eBay fees. Says, is subscribing to a basic store, does it reduce the fees in a remarkable way? So all this information can actually be found on eBay's website. So let's look right there. So eBay store subscriptions are a little bit confusing for a number of reasons. But basically every single month you get a certain number of listings on eBay that you get for free. Oh, I meant to share my screen. There we go. So you get a certain number of free listings every month, meaning it doesn't cost you any money to list that item. Now, if you sell that item, yes, it's going to cost you money in a final value fee for that item. But the actual listing of it, you'll have a certain number of free listings every month. Now, the number increases as you sign up for different store subscriptions. So if you're on a free plan at first, then they have a starter store, basic, premium, anchor, and then enterprise. Now, as you see, enterprise is $3,000 a month, and the starter is $495 a month. So the question is, which one should you do? And eBay actually has this really cool thing on this website. How many items do you plan to list every month? If you have between 500 and 10,000 items, then I'm gonna make sure they're not trying to upsell you on something you don't need here. No, this looks right. So then you basically want a basic store. This is actually a really bad calculator right here. I would ignore this. This is just terrible. They should be like more precise. Anyway, so I really recommend most people go with just the basic store here. The basic store is $22 a month if you sign up annually. I think it's like $25 a month if you pay month to month and don't commit to a whole year. But with that, you get 1,000 free fixed price listings. In other words, you get 1,000 listings for free. The next plan up, you get 10,000 per month, but it's $60 a month for that. So I would suggest most people start with the basic, not even the starter, because with the basic store, you also get a smaller final value fee. So you can, why doesn't it even show you that here? Yeah, a lower final value fee right here as compared to a starter store. So that's really actually going to save you money just to go with the basic one. And there is a point between basic and premium where it makes sense to jump up to the premium store. I forget what that exact number is. It is inside my course for all the members of my course. I thought this calculator would do that, but it doesn't. This is actually, I think this is pretty stupid. It should be like more exact. It should tell you exactly when you should bump up to the higher store subscription, but hey, I don't know. I didn't make the website, okay? That's why I have it inside my course for my students. All right. Hey, what's up, man? That I'm not sure about. I'm not from outside the United States, so I don't exactly have experience with that. So DR says he's having trouble with AutoDS, not updating prices, things like that. I love automation software, but I also like having a bit more control. So with the method that I use for using AutoDS, we don't have AutoDS automatically reprice and restock items on eBay or Facebook for us. we actually do ourselves. We just have AutoDS check the prices on Walmart, Home Depot, these different places, and let us know when there's a price or stock level change. Then we will manually verify that before updating things on eBay or Facebook ourselves. That way, there is that manual check that's always there. And that's one of the reasons I kind of recommend that you do it that way. But if you are frustrated that something's not working, you have to reach out to their support. There's nothing I can really do. None of the softwares I've tried are perfect. They all have had issues like this. AutoDS I have found to have the least issues, and it has the most features that I like as well. So I'm happy with it overall in comparison to anything else, really. But yeah, you can reach out to their support and just tell them about it. Charles says, if I move overseas, will I have a problem with eBay or Amazon dropshipping? You shouldn't. I would really keep a US address of some kind, whether that's a family member or friend, a US credit card and bank account. I would keep all of that information and don't change it if you don't have to. And then you would get a VPN just to make sure that it looks like you're logging in from the United States. It might not be necessary, but I don't think it can hurt to do that. I would actually just, bite the bullet, pay a little bit extra, get a fresh dedicated VPN from IP Burger. And that's one that I think will really make sure that everything's kind of safe and, buttoned up. Neo Ray says, everyone dropshipping from Walmart, they must have some sort of edge, because when I do the math on how to compete with them, it doesn't seem profitable. So there's a few reasons for that possible. One is they might be using discounted gift cards, or they might not be drop shipping at all. They might be doing something like online arbitrage, where they wait for a deal on Walmart. Once a deal comes, then they buy up a lot of them, have it shipped to their house, and then they sell it from their house, and it's not drop shipping at all. So I think a lot of those that you see are doing exactly that. The Facebook course is going to open back up for enrollment next month, Kendrick. So make sure you get on the wait list. The link for it is down below. I'm probably just going to open it up through email. I might not even really talk about it here on YouTube. So I would really get on the wait list so that you get notified about it. I don't know how to get past Sam's Club 20 address limit. That is something that I know that they do, where if you ship to more than one address per month, more than 20, they won't let you ship to any more that month. So as far as I know, I don't know a way around it. I know plenty of people. I've seen people drop shipping from Sam's Club, so I know there is a way. I just imagine that they create multiple Sam's Clubs accounts is kind of my guess. But, if you spend the time to figure that out, that's going to give you advantage, because other people don't know how to do that. And a lot of people will give up before they figure it out. And if you're willing to kind of keep trying and eventually figure it out, then that's going to give you a huge competitive advantage. What do you mean? When you change a Facebook Marketplace listing to out of stock, does Facebook account that against your metrics? What metrics do you mean? Why would that count against your metrics to put it as out of stock? Akib says, sir, I'm new to Facebook Marketplace dropshipping and the shipping option is not available. So the shipping option on Facebook Marketplace is what allows you to have a button on your listing that someone can click and just pay right through Facebook without having to send them to another website or without having to send them your PayPal or Venmo or anything like that. They can just buy directly on Facebook. That is what you want. You're going to get more sales if you do it that way. So the question is, how do you get that shipping option? It's not available for everyone. It's available if you are based in the United States and you have an account that's never had some sort of problem on it. So some accounts, they might have tried running ads. You might have tried running Facebook ads and your ads account got blocked, shut down. Then you're not going to be able to use Facebook Marketplace either. So you have to appeal that, get your ads account back, and then you'll get your Facebook Marketplace buy button eligibility or shipping option eligibility back. Those two things are pretty much a must. And then the last one is kind of random, where there's what we see is that usually new accounts don't have the shipping option, but older accounts do have them. And I say it's random because I've seen people start new Facebook accounts and have the shipping option right away. And I've seen people with older accounts that don't have the shipping option. We don't really have a great explanation. But I'd say over 90% of the time, you're going to see if you're here in the United States, you've never had a problem with your Facebook account and it's older account, you're going to have the shipping option available. So you don't have the shipping option my guess is you might be outside the United States. So that's probably why you don't have the shipping option. What about Amazon from Facebook with the banning of Prime? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We don't really use Amazon to dropship from unless you're using something like AutoDS or creating multiple Amazon accounts. All right, Baryal says, can I get my first sale on eBay my very first day dropshipping? I'm selling portable neck fans. Yes, you can. Lots of people make their sale their very first day. Portable neck fans are pretty hot right now. I made a video at the beginning of the month where I talked about hot products to sell in August, and that was one of the products, these portable neck fans. I don't know who's buying those things, but apparently they're really popular. Every single month I release a video like that saying what you should be selling that month. So, subscribe to the channel, look for those videos because I literally give you products you can sell. Cool. Elbow cough. I know I answered your question before, but don't remember what it was. Sorry, man. Keep on keeping on says, hey, Paul, I randomly get fun facts on my phone. One I got the other day said the first item sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer. It made me think of you. That's interesting. And it's completely random. Let's see if that's true. First item ever sold on eBay. Hey, that's what Google says too, a broken laser pointer. Mark Fraser purchased the first item that eBay founder Pierre Omidyar listed on the site in 1995, a broken laser pointer. At the close of the first day of the eBay Seller Summit, founder Pierre Omidyar joined CEO Devin, I forget how to say this, Wenig, on stage for a fireside chat that included a big surprise. What was the big surprise? I bet it was a laser pointer. That's interesting. What was the most expensive item ever sold on eBay? A Giga Yacht. A Giga Yacht. Auction ended at $85 million, but that was just a deposit. The total cost of the luxury boat was a whopping $168 million and went to Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich. Crazy. Oh, there's more. Let's check them out. What else was the most expensive thing? Lot number 1 sold for $2.5 million. Guess that was a Texan ghost town that sold for $2.5 million. Oh, okay, that's what they're calling it. Okay, so, wow. The next item comes with a huge price tag. What did they sell? I guess he sold his house as well. Then we have this beer that sold for $500,000. A bottle of ale. What is this now? A meteorite. In 1962, in Nigeria, a meteorite fell to Earth. It wasn't just ordinary. The piece of rock had come from Mars. There are just 120 Martian meteorites on Earth, meaning anyone lucky enough to get their hands on a piece is talking serious money, like $450,000. Dang, then we have the mega yacht. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, what is up, Pittsburgh? What is up, Crypto Surfer? Matt says, I'm trying to get away from Amazon, but I don't know how to find a supplier. Yeah, so I mean, just go into AutoDS, you're using it anyway, and see what suppliers they work with, because there are a ton that they work with, and start using one of those suppliers, okay? They're on there for a reason, and they're on there because sellers have had luck selling those products on eBay from those suppliers. So that is where I would look. Or you can go with wholesale suppliers. That requires a little bit more work to look around and find them for yourself, but well worth it if you find a good one. Even one good supplier is really all you need. Yes. If you get my Facebook Marketplace course, which again, link down below to the PDF that puts you on the wait list when I open it back up, there is a training in there for Facebook Shops, a whole module on it. It's basically like a whole separate course on how to do Facebook Shops. And so you'll learn both for the price of one course. Mohammed says, lots of buyers give me positive feedback over messaging. How can I reflect that to the public? Thanks again. You got to ask for the feedback. Say, I'm so glad you were happy with this transaction. Hey, if you wouldn't mind spending 1 minute to leave me some feedback, and then tell them how to do that for whichever marketplace you're selling on. That is what I recommend that you do, because you got to ask for it. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it unless it's bad feedback. For tracking numbers, you got to use something like OA Genius for that. Fahad says, I have a name for my store. Can I change it after 3 to 4 months? Yeah, it's really not going to affect your sales. The name of your store really doesn't matter on these marketplaces. On these marketplaces, when someone wants an item, they search for it. And they look at their search results. If they see an item that looks right, has a good title, has a good picture, is the price they want, they will buy it from you. It doesn't matter what your store name is. So if your store name is Tennis Shoes R Us and you're selling pots and pans, people are not going to care. Okay, that's not how marketplaces work. So you can go ahead and change it. It really doesn't matter what your name is. Tyler says, I got restricted on eBay for selling prohibited items, but it's almost impossible to know which items are prohibited. If you use a software, so there's two softwares that I use. One is Zeek Analytics and one is AutoDS. And both of them actually alert me about things like this. So they check for things like Vero, Verified Rights Owner Program, any sort of those violations. But in the same check, they also check for these prohibited items as well. So Zeek Analytics will have a little warning sign. AutoDS will actually pop up and say, hey, you might want to not list this item. And I heed that advice. I don't list those items. How do I learn? Where do I learn Facebook and eBay dropshipping? On this channel. I mean, just subscribe to the channel. That's what this is all about. Don't know what the Amazon affiliation suspension. I'm not sure what that is, actually, to be honest. Would you recommend using an IP proxy to create a Facebook account to get the buy button? You could try it. Like I said, one of my students created a new account and she had the buy button, but that was an outlier. Everyone else I've talked to has created a new Facebook account, has not had the buy button, the shipping option when they've signed up. It's only on older accounts. Oh, sweet. DRT says, I'm a member of Dropshipping Titans for 18 months. Your training is awesome. I have 3 eBay accounts, 2 Facebook Marketplace accounts, and 2 shops. Previously, I was a believer in only my Shopify store. You convinced me otherwise. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I love marketplaces. I mean, you're doing eBay. You have 3 accounts there. You have 2 Facebook Marketplace accounts. You have 2 shops. I mean, that is the scalability of this. I love marketplaces because with something like Shopify, I'm not talking to you here, DRT. I'm explaining to everyone else. For something like Shopify, you have to drive the traffic there yourself. It is really, really difficult to do that. So you have to pay for ads, pay TikTokers or influencers to give you shout outs, all that stuff, or do organic SEO, which is getting increasingly difficult to do. And that is why most people fail at Shopify, fail at building their own website. But these marketplaces, eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, they've already done the work. There's already a ton of customers there and they want to buy stuff. That is why they are there. You're not like going on a Facebook feed and interrupting people's gossip to try to get them to buy something that they might not even want. Instead, you are putting items on a marketplace where people go specifically to spend money, and they are literally searching for the item that you're selling. They see your item and then they just buy it from you. So that is why I love marketplaces and just the power of them, especially when you do something like drop shipping, because you don't have to invest that money up front and kind of get a little, it's kind of scary to put money into something, buying inventory, and you don't know if the item's going to sell, really. With drop shipping, if it doesn't sell, I mean, who cares? You didn't buy the item. You can always delete it from your store and list another item. So, yeah. One of my marketplaces, he says, has over 3,500 listings. Over all the marketplaces have 3,500 listings. One account averages 12 to 15,000 per month. The other account struggles to reach 5K a month. The metrics are the same in both accounts. That's interesting. Yeah, it could just be I don't know, actually. I was going to say the health of the account, but you said metrics. Could be the age of the account. It could just be the specific items that you're listing. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes, really, without actually going in, looking at what's going on. But it's good to hear that you have strong numbers, at least and even 5K a month is still strong numbers. Okay. Crushing it. Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, please, if you wouldn't mind, since you're here, you've made it this far so far, please give the video a big thumbs up. Let me know that you're liking it. Are there any paid plans for eBay to make a store, or can I list items for free from any country and sell? Oh no. So selling on eBay.com from outside the United States, it does have its hurdles to get over. It's definitely a lot easier to sell on eBay.com as a U.S. citizen here in the United States. I shouldn't even say U.S. citizen. As someone here in the United States, with a U.S. bank account is what I'll say. If you have that, it's going to be a lot easier. U.S. address, U.S. phone number, U.S. bank account. You're going to have a lot easier time selling on eBay than if you are outside the United States. It's not impossible. I know people do it, but there are hurdles you have to get over. And, I don't have the experience doing that because I'm coming from someone who's here in the United States. Are you related to Logic? I get that frequently, actually, especially if I'm wearing a baseball cap and my glasses, because I don't wear my glasses a lot of the times, like half and half, glasses, contacts. And frequently when I'm wearing glasses, people say I look like Logic, and my hat. So let's take a look at this Logic. If you guys don't know what he looks like. Yeah, because I remember one live stream, I was wearing a sweatshirt and my glasses and the hat, and I looked just like him. Even I had to admit. I see the resemblance. Wait, what's he doing here? He's going like this. What do you guys think? We do have pretty similar hair. Okay. So he continues onward. We are scaling 3 eBay stores, all top rated. Awesome, crushing it. We use your training. We're now seeing many days with $1,000 in sales. Awesome. I'm concerned about the horror stories I hear about eBay MC011 violations. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, first of all, it sounds like you're doing everything right. If you are top rated and your metrics are good, like you said, there isn't much you should be concerned about there. Now, if you do get an MC011 at this point, then it's just random and there's nothing that you could have done to prevent it. So I wouldn't stress out about the things that you don't have control over. Now, you do have control over this, all right? You keep your metrics good, especially if you stay top rated, you should be fine. That is what you can control. And if there's a chance you might get suspended, well, that part is outside of your control, okay? Because you've done everything you can do not to get the MC011. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would just keep focusing on seeing the success that you've had. And if that hurdle comes, I guarantee you, because you've come this far and have seen this much success, you will find a way to overcome that hurdle as well. So just know, I mean, I'm sure in this business already, you've come across some difficulties, some challenges, and you've overcome them and continue to do well. They're going to get more of them in the future as well. And if that one happens to be an MC011, you will figure that out when the time comes. And there's no point in kind of stressing out about it right now. Yeah, you can check out Zeek Autopilot. I talked about Zeek Analytics before. That is the software that we use for product research. There's a lot of different tools it uses. Try them all and see which one works best for you, because all of them are really, really great. I use a product finder. I use the what's it called? The store? Shoot, blanking on the name of it, where you scan someone's store, a seller's store. I really like that feature as well, but all of their features, they have some really, really great ones in there. What marketplace can I use to buy and sell with PayPal? At this point, if you want to use PayPal exclusively, really nothing. Facebook has integrated payments, eBay has integrated payments, and that's what you should be using. Amazon has integrated payments, so really you're not going to be using PayPal anymore. Where's the best place to start as a newbie? Dropshipping. I would do Facebook Marketplace Dropshipping to start right now as a newbie. Because with Facebook Marketplace Dropshipping, you're selling on Facebook Marketplace, very simple place to sell. Again, it's a marketplace, so there's going to be a ton of customers already there. You are also going to have the benefit of dropshipping, where you don't have to hold any inventory, buy it up front, store it, any of that stuff. And you also are able to do retail dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace with no issues. And retail dropshipping, it doesn't get simpler than that. So that is the way that I would do right now for beginners. That's like the best recommendation I could have. Should I post more items or less? Some experts say focus on only a couple of items. I think those people are talking more about Shopify dropshipping. With Shopify, you don't want a huge store. You want a small store, usually just based around one product or small niche of products. That's the way Shopify dropshipping kind of works. But, oops, I lost my place. But with eBay and Facebook Marketplace, you don't, or any marketplace you sell on, you don't want to focus down or niche down like that. You want to sell a wide variety of items, whatever's selling well at that moment. So don't focus on just a few items. We covered this earlier, so just kind of scrub back and you can hear about that. Yeah, so do many different items. Islander says, I have 3 old eBay accounts that are not drop shipping. Do you think it's too risky to create a 4th account and start drop shipping? Well, I don't think I don't know. I don't know many people with that many eBay accounts under one name that aren't somehow connected. I would just use one of those old accounts. There's no reason you can't. I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't want to use one of those old accounts. It's going to be better. Those accounts are already primed and set up. They probably have higher limits as well. So that's what I would do. I would use one of those old accounts personally. No, their fee is very, very small. Oh, wait. I missed someone's question. Yeah, but Facebook's fee is very, very small. Oh, yeah. So I can't answer this. I don't know. Dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace from Pakistan. Like I said, you're not going to get the shipping option in other countries. You need a social security number as well. So I don't know how to do it from Pakistan. I'm sorry to say. Harun says, if we buy the product from Amazon or Walmart and I ship it to our Facebook Marketplace customer, what if the customer finds the actual price of the product from the invoice? How to deal with such a thing? Well, first of all, suppliers usually don't include the invoices in the box anymore. Amazon, you can do a gift receipt, no price. Walmart does not include an invoice in the box. Home Depot doesn't include the price in the box. So a lot of suppliers are not including the price, including obviously wholesale suppliers as well. So it's not really going to be an issue. Could they always look it up? Sure. Does it happen? Yes. Does it happen often? No, it's very rare. And when it does happen, we have scripts that we send our customers when that happens, kind of smooths things over and kind of alleviates things most of the time. And in the rare case where they're super mad about it, we will issue them a partial refund just to avoid negative feedback or a return. And that's it. Okay. All right, so we're going to end it there today. Thanks everyone for hanging out and asking such great questions. If you're still here, I'd appreciate if you gave the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and come to the next live Q&A that we do every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I have a lot of other great videos that will be coming out really soon as well. Thanks so much for hanging out, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.